and mechanical. Perfect. And Lily, 4-year-old Lily would put on her biggest smile. I tell them I'm lost and ask them to help me find my doggy. Mom would beam at us like we just recited poetry. The worst part wasn't the crimes themselves. It was how she made us complicit in our own exploitation. She'd hold elaborate family meetings, where she'd present each job like a fun adventure. She'd bake our favorite cookies and let us stay up past bedtime, making us feel special and chosen, while she detailed how Tommy would create a distraction at the bank while Lily, barely 6 by then, would slip documents into filing cabinets during the chaos. Remember, she'd say, her hands gentle as she tucked us into bed afterward. Other families don't understand what we have to do to survive. They have daddies who provide for them, but we're special. We're survivors. We take care of each other. She had an uncanny ability to know our thoughts before we voiced them. I started to suspect she could read minds. The first time I tried to refuse a job, I was 13 and starting to understand that what we were doing had real victims. She somehow knew before I even opened my mouth. Maya, sweetheart, she said, not looking up from her magazine. You're thinking of disappointing mommy, aren't you? I froze. I'd been practicing my refusal speech in my head all morning, standing in front of my bedroom mirror, trying to find the courage. I can see it in your eyes, baby. You're starting to think like an outsider instead of thinking like family. Her voice was soft, hurt. Do you know what happens to children whose families can't stay together? She set down her magazine and turned to face me fully. Remember what happened to the Rodriguez family down the street? Their children got taken away because the parents couldn't provide for them. Social services don't care about keeping families together. They'll split you 3 up, send you to different foster homes. Tommy and Lily would be placed with strangers who might not even be kind to them. The fear in her voice sounded so genuine. At 13, I couldn't tell the difference between manipulation and protection. Tommy would probably never see you again, she continued, tears gathering in her eyes. And Lily, she's so small, so trusting. What if they placed her with people who hurt her? What if they separated her from the only family she's ever known? My resolve crumbled. The thought of Tommy and Lily, scared and alone, calling for me in foster homes where I couldn't protect them, was unbearable. I'm sorry, Mom, I whispered. Sometimes I get scared. Oh, baby. She pulled me into her arms, and I breathed in her familiar scent of vanilla perfume and cigarettes. Of course you get scared. That just shows how smart you are. But Mommy would never let anything bad happen to you. Everything I do, everything I teach you, it's all to keep our family safe and together. That afternoon, I shoplifted jewelry worth $300, while my 8-year-old brother created a diversion by accidentally knocking over a display. I told myself I was protecting him. Period.